Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Hare Krishna, thank you. While this beautiful singing was going on, we had some deal with some configuration here in our program. So I have, this is the book, correct? And I think we're going to have to read from the book here. I quickly tried to find out online, but they tried to sell you a book. I couldn't find online. I think it takes some time to find out if I can read online. So where did we stop? You remember December 20? Okay, we're going forward.
Prabhuji, it's February 12th, 1976, chapter 9.
Chapter 9, no? Let me see this one. Chapter 9.
He's sharp.
You got me. 265. See? We have to be like this Boy Scout, always alert. 265. Okay. No, I'm in January. We're in December, right?
No,
No,
Prabhuji,
January.
February 12th,
February.
Yes, 1970, February 12th.
February. Okay. Okay, get it there.
Today is the appearance day of Lord Vara.
February 6, 8, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Question. Anybody has the book? So I'm doing all the reading today.
Prabhuji, I see if I can find the PDF, I'll send them.
Good. I sent a message to them, our doc, but I think it might not be online for some reason. Okay. Let's get this show on the road here. It's always something. February 12, 1976. Today's appearance day of Lord Varaha. There is no fast. During his massage, you can hear, right? Everybody can hear? Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I'll do check. During his massage, Prabhupada talked about his god brothers. He is of the opinion that one day Chaitanya Mata and others will want to amalgamate with us because they are not able to maintain all their buildings and programs properly. It suggests that either we could jointly manage, or we would manage and they would run the mata. Hold on. I need to pay attention here because this is hardcore. This is material world. Or perhaps we would simply supply their financial necessities and jointly preach. Prabhupada said it would be ideal if their Indian devotees and our Western devotees went village to preach together. You see the mentality of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada recalled that when he visited his Guru Maharaj at Radhakunda in 1935, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta told him of the blazing fire that would occur in the Gaudiya and how he wanted to rip off the marble in the Bag Bazaar temple and use it to sell books. Prabhupada said that this was when he understood how his Guru Maharaj could be pleased. He explained that the fight for control of the matters that occurred immediately after Srila Bhaktisiddhanta disappearance was the first aparada. Devotees, please take note. It was Guru Agyana disobeying the orders of the spiritual master. Since then, many more offenses have been committed. He remarked his god brothers are now useless because instead of combining together to preach vigorously and defeat Tirtha Maharaj's cunning, they were all simply scheming how to become the next Acharya. Thus, they could not unite successfully. They all had the same disease that infected Tirtha Maharaj. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta never said that one man would be the next Acharya. Otherwise, why did he not directly nominate one? Srila Prabhupada said that some of his god brothers claimed that Bhaktisiddhanta indirectly indicated Tirtha Maharaj would be the next guru. It seems like this is always a problem. But Prabhupada said this was just like the impersonalist who cull indirect meanings from straightforward instructions. What Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati did order was that a 12-man governing body commission be formed in his absence. But they ignore him. Prabhupada's comments were candid and revealing. It is apparent that among his god brothers, Prabhupada stands out as the one who truly desired to please his Guru Maharaj by vigorously spreading Lord Chaitanya's movement all over the world. As Srila Prabhupada himself often says, Palena paritate, the value of something is judged by the fruit it produces. You all following? Good? Gaura Govinda Swami sent a letter to from Bhubaneswar. Did I turn the page properly? Yeah. Gaura Govinda Swami sent a letter from Bhubaneswar requesting to be excused from coming to Mayapur, as Prabhupada had suggested in his last letter. He has just managed to construct a small brick and thatched cottage in our land there, and is getting some help to establish ISKCON from some of the local people. Now he has to submit plans to the municipality before he can begin temple construction. Prabhupada excused him from attending the festival and offered his full blessings for his project. He told him if he works sincerely, he will certainly be successful. He suggests that he support himself by translating and publishing our books into Oriyan, the local language. Prabhupada also sent a letter to Saurabh in Bombay requesting him to provide Gaura Govinda with suitable plans for the proposed temple complex. In a note in here, personal note, I remember that I went to Bhubaneswar at that time, and I saw the little thatched cabin, whatever that thing was. It was very simple. And to get there, we went to, everything was red earth, that sometimes the earth there is reddish for some reason. So we went to some empty lots, all red earth, and we get to this small thatched house, and this is supposed to be the, the temple. And we're coming from Mayapur, which that's the lotus business there was a little big. I was thinking, what is this? And I look around us, desolate, not even trees. It was like a big empty way land, and it's a little thatched hut in there. I said, who in the world will come in here? But years later, I visit Bhubaneswar temple. If some of you visit, you notice that temple is beautiful. It's right in the middle of the city for some reason. They all grow around, just like Bombay, Juhu Beach, so we never know. When Krishna goes, everybody comes. Okay, February 13, 1976. Today is Lord Nityananda appearance, half-day fast. Nityananda Prabhu liked Uradal, so this was one favorite preparation that was made for his feast. Prituputra Swami reported by mail from Kanpur that he was having good success with his preaching work. He is regularly holding programs in the homes of prominent citizens. He suggests that Srila Prabhupada attend the upcoming Kumbh Mela festival to be held in Allahabad in February 1977. He mentioned that many people still remember Prabhupada's attendance at the Magha Mela 5 years ago. He also offered some mellifluous prayers. That's a new one. Mellifluous prayers to Srila Prabhupada, comparing him to Sri Krishna's flute, because it is through him that we receive words of Lord Krishna. Very poetic. Prabhupada appreciated his sentiments. He asked Prituputra to go ahead and book a suitable berth at Kumbh Mela. This evening, we're very happy to hear Prabhupada say that he was been feeling well for the last 2 days. Nandarani regularly makes fresh batches of rasgullas, which Srila Prabhupada keeps in a jar next to his desk. He was been taking little milk with raw candy along with a half or sometimes a whole rasgulla and also a little sandesh. His strategy of taking his milk in solid form seems to be working as his strength is increasing. In the evening, I came in with a cloth to wipe the desk top after he had eaten some rasgulla. There was a small pool of sugar water on the glass top, and many teeny ants had surrounded it. As I carefully flicked the ants away with the cloth in order to wipe out without harming them, Srila Prabhupada sat and watched it. He looked first at me, then at the ants, and then back again at me. Formerly, you'd have killed them, he said, smiling. His comment was as revealing as it was true. My mind flashed back to the days as a young boy when I had delighted in pouring scalding hot water down the nest of ants. Oof. I blushed with embarrassment as Prabhupada's observation reminded me of his dark episode in my past. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada saw my flushed face and his mouth broadened. Seeing Prabhupada's pleasure at my reformed character, I reflect how it must be the same as the happiness that Narada Muni must felt when transforming the hunter Migrari. A sense of deep gratitude surged through me as I contemplated my good fortune at have also met such a wonderful spiritual master. So anybody has a book or want to read, or should I keep going?
Prabhuji, I don't think so anyone have book. And I'm trying to find another website, but I can't find anything.
Okay. I'll make a note for the next week. I'll find with Dan. Dan is not online, so what to do? Okay. February 14, 1976. The roof is a very convenient place for Srila Prabhupada to take his morning walk. Its sizable 45-foot width by 150-foot long expanse is large enough for him to get sufficient exercise without having to leave the building. It also limits the number of devotees who accompany him to just a few senior men. The panorama from the roof is magnificent. From that single vantage point, Prabhupada can view what's going on within our entire compound. The perimeter of the roof is profusely decorated with potted plants and tulsi trees, creating a pleasurable natural ambience. A peculiar event has been occurring each morning. Just after Srila Prabhupada arrives on the roof, a very large black bee appears. It flies around Prabhupada and his part a few times, as if in circumambulation. Then it comes to rest atop of a small concrete spire, marking the spot where the deities stand in the temple room, 4 floors below. Tamal Krishna Maharaj remarked that it appears to be just like one of the black bees described in the Krishna book, which constantly fly around Krishna in glorification of his supreme personality. He said that now it seems that this particular bee is also coming to offer his respect to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada appreciated the sentiments and even stopped to inspect the bee for a minute today before it flew off. Prabhupada called in Hridayananda Maharaj to discuss the Mayapur temple management with him. He's becoming increasingly concerned that things are not being managed properly, especially since Bhavananda Maharaj left to join the Both party. That is the part where Bhagi was. Haribol! Hridayananda Maharaj volunteered the services of Mahavira, the American sannyas candidate residing in Brazil. He explained that Mahavira had considerable managerial experience and doesn't have any press engagement at the temple. Mahavira was called. After a brief discussion, Prabhupada agreed that he could begin help immediately. Bhagavan sent a very encouraging letter from France. He reported that they are opening a new center in Belgium in order to facilitate book distribution. He also stated that the Dutch Bhagavad Gita is being composed and many more books are being sold throughout his zone in Southern Europe. He related now everybody's calling Krishna. He related some amazing Sankirtan stories from France, where they sell books mainly door to door. One devotee went into a hospital, and the nurses dressed him up in a white surgeon outfit, and he distributed Gita to the doctors. One nurse even took some Gitas from him, and while he went to the other floors, he sold 4 big Gitas to the patients. Another devotee went to a factory, and the foreman took orders from all the workers. Later, when the devotee returned to the factory, the foreman had to distribute 12 big Gitas for him. Bhagavan also suggested some innovation in the presentation of the forthcoming French edition of Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 1, which will go into production shortly. He plans to remove the paintings depicting the creation from the front cover and put it inside on the end papers. He wants to put a painting of Krishna Balaram on the cover, which he thinks will help increase the door-to-door sales. Prabhupada was always smiles hearing this report. Nothing pleased him more than news of his books being sold. Nothing pleased him more than news of his books being sold or news of how the people of the world are appreciating them. He approved the idea for a new cover and told Bhagavan his ideas were very good. He said that Bhagavan should sell books in huge quantity and then print again. However, not every GBC man is experiencing such success. Brahmananda Swami sent another disheartening report. Although he's working hard, fulfilling many roles as GBC Nairobi Temple President, Life Membership Director, Correspondent Secretary, and so on, he seems to have become despondent in his attempt to preach in Africa. He has major problems to deal with and very few devotees to help him. Nanda Kumara Swami is there, but he is untrained and cannot cope with more than just the pujari work and cooking. Because of his vast responsibilities in Africa and all the problems he has to face there, he expressed his inability to attend the festival in Mayapur this year. Out of the 17 devotees in Africa, only 5 have missionary visas. The rest will have to leave due to the change in immigration laws. Most of the local men that had joined have now left, stealing practically everything of value as they went. That's sad. So the question comes to mind, he wrote, why are we here? At least I have a little hope that the Africans will take seriously to Krishna consciousness. Brahmananda explained that the primary field for preaching is among the Indian community, but they are also being forced to leave by the government. we have a very bleak overview of the potential. Oh, that's going to be hard. Brahmananda explained that the primary field for preaching is among the Indian community, but they are also being forced to live by the government. He gave a very bleak overview of the potential for preaching in the entire continent. This is really disturbed part of the world and offer very little opportunity to spread out our movement. Americans cannot travel to Congo or Uganda. We are already banned in Zambia. Tanzania has refused our attempt to register there, and I have been arrested twice there. Ethiopia, from where I have just returned in December, is very tense and ongoing communist very rapidly. Mozambique just had a revolution where it's open war in Angola. Our man just returned from Sudan, which is incredibly poor and destitute, so is Chad, Central African Republic, etc. Only Nigeria seems to offer any opportunity to establish a center. All the other GBCs have civilized areas of the world that are developed to spread this movement. Interesting. There were two bright spots, though. He had paid off $1,860 from his BBT debt of $12,000. And in Mauritius, a small band of brahmacharis are being well received and preaching enthusiastically all around the island. Prabhupada was sympathetic but purposeful. In his reply, he encouraged Brahmananda to work vigorously and continue with his efforts to preach. He also suggests he base himself in Mauritius, which Prabhupada described as a very nice place by the sea. As for whatever he should remain in Africa or not, Prabhupada said that it would have to be discussed by the GBC. February 15, 1976. In this morning's class, Srila Prabhupada described his ambitious plans for showing the higher regions of the universe in the Vedic planetarium he proposed for Mayapur. I was getting in my neck of the woods. Gotta push water, what to do? It's amazing. It was an idea here, it's almost manifesting there now. There is a Siddha Loka, who shall show how this planet works. Siddha Loka. The description of the Siddha Loka is there in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Siddha Loka persons, they can go from one planet to another without any machine or airplane. Like the yogis, those who are perfect yogis, they can go from one place to another without any vehicle. There are many yogis still existing. They take bath in 4 dhammas, in Hardwar, in Jagannath Puri, Rameswaram, and similarly, yogis can do that. They attain Asta Siddhi, 8 kinds of perfection. So the Siddha Loka means they are born Siddhas. They haven't got to practice this mystic yoga system. They're already born with the mystic benefit. To illustrate this point, he gave a simple but effective example of Siddhas that live within our immediate experience. He pointed out how birds and insects can fly automatically, but we cannot. We have to create so many big machines. Prabhupada's idea in having a planetarium is to show that the statements made in the Vedic scriptures are authentic and based on scientific data, fact, not simply mythology, as commonly misunderstood. So there is no question of disbelieving, he said. It's not to be rejected. There cannot be any. This is unbelievable. We have got this information from the Shastras. We are staunch believers. Yes, there are Siddhas. This is called theism, one who believes in the statement of Shastra. Very highly intelligent persons, thoughtful persons, philosophers, scientists, mathematicians. They are called also Muni. They came also to satisfy the Lord, not as ordinary Munis, but very exalted Munis and Siddhas from the Siddha Loka. There are many lokas, Charana Loka, others, that all described. So if there is a chance, we shall present these lokas, how they are situated, where they are situated, and how they're moving, how the sun is moving around them. The sun is not fixed up. The sun is moving. So all these things, we have got such a dream to show. If there is opportunity, we shall do. The modern scientists and astronomers, they say sun is fixed up, earth is moving. So we don't say that. It has got in its orbit. So there are so many things to be known still from Vedic literature. It is not yet unfolded, but we are trying. So the sun is moving, and with the sun moving, the planets are moving around the sun. So they're all moving synchronous type of journey. It's quite interesting. Please pray for some mercy.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, sorry to interrupt.
Yes, Mata?
Can we take a little break? So you seem tired here.
Yeah. How we take a break from reading?
No, no, like this. Like we can make something arrangement like here, like whatever points we like from today's reading, so we can say one by one, and on another hand, you will take a little rest, so everybody can engage themselves here.
Anyway, I just like to keep going. Let me see. Yeah, we still have. I'll survive. I'll survive. Oh, it's nectar. I didn't expect, to go in a read a Rama. Okay. During his massage, Srila Prabhupada heard a letter from Yasomati Nandana in Ahmedabad. He's preaching steadily, has a rented house for the next 3 months, and is beginning to make life memories. See, all these devotees, Yasomati Nandana, Brahmananda, Africa, now the big temples in there. There's big temples. Ahmedabad has a huge temple. So is Gujarat, different places in Gujarati. South Africa has so many temples. There's one huge one in there. So it's very enlivening to see. Okay. However, its main focus is on publishing transcendental literature. He has plans to print Bhagavad Gita in 3 parts, and he's beginning to collect subscription to a monthly Gujarati edition of Bhagavad Darshan, the Indian equivalent of Back to Godhead magazine. He described a fairly elaborate idea for raising thousands of subscriptions even before the magazines come out. Prabhupada was extremely pleased to hear about his preaching efforts. I'm very pleased with your monthly Bhagavad Darshan. That is a solid program. Please continue it steadily. Yes, I approve your distributions idea, namely subscribed agents, new agents. The subscription drives a solid program, and if you regularly publish and get registered, you can get a 1 or 2 paisa charges postal concession. Also, in the future, there are many cities such as Bombay, Surat, and Calcutta with large numbers of Gujaratis. You may arrange for getting subscriptions there. Huh? Yes, I approve your distribution ideas, namely subscribe agent. Okay. A letter from Mike Darby, a high school student in West Virginia, bore ample testimony to the efficacy of reading Srila Prabhupada's books. He has written a term paper for one of his high school classes based on the teachings contained in Chaitanya Charitamrita. In order to continue his work, he requests a personal interview with Srila Prabhupada next time he is in America. He warmly expressed his appreciation. I have read most of your books in transcendental science and have enjoyed them very much. I have not just enjoyed, but tried to base my life on their teachings. What you have written is so perfect because this knowledge has been passed down from the Supreme Lord Krishna. This was a student. Prabhupada is always happy to hear from grateful recipients of his books. He works literally day and night tirelessly only for this. If someone reads his books and understands that Krishna is God and everyone is meant to serve him, then, like he often says, his mission is a success. He told Mike to come to see him later this year when his next tour in America. Hridayananda Goswami and Subhag Prabhu left for Bangladesh today to examine the property being offered to us there. Prabhupada does not plan to go there personally, but he said if the offer is suitable to our needs, we could send some men there to develop the place. Sudama Maharaj came back from the travels on the Nitaipada Kamala boat. Guru Kripa Swami, who arrived early in the morning, went to join it for a few days after hearing how successfully they are faring. The devotees on the boat program have been received enthusiastically wherever they go. After docking at a village, they take Sri Sri Gauranitai ashore and go on procession through the village, door to door. All the villagers give a rupee and some foodstuff. In return, they receive a gitargan. In this way, hundreds of books and large amounts of prasad are being distributed. Everyone traveling on the boat is very enlivened, especially the Gurukul boys. Srila Prabhupada sent Jaya Pataka Swami to Calcutta to meet Mr. Chowdhury. He will help Jaya Pataka approach government officials with our request for acquiring land in Mayapur for our proposed Vedic city. We used to go with the kirtans in the village with the cloth. Like this, see? We go with the cloth like this. And they take rice, rice, the sabji, sometimes a green papaya. So the rice, we cook a khichdi at the end, right? And the rice is all mixed up, mota rice, chota rice, this rice, that rice, everything, that's one rice, I forgot that's the name. So anyway, but it was very nice, tasty after offering to the Lord. And we rocked that boat with kirtan. It was fantastic. Anyway, beautiful. February 16, 1976. I remember one time, this man, I want to give you something. So he goes to see a papaya in the top of the tree. He climbed like a monkey and then get a papaya and bring it down and put it in the shawl. Amazing.
Fresh.
Fresh from the tree. So last night, Prabhupada had rasgulla and ninkis. What's a ninkis? Tasty homemade biscuits. Okay, I think I imagine what it is. Which are offered to the deities each evening. He spilled some rasgulla juice on the mat. Immediately, hundreds of ants came to enjoy. This has happened a few times, each time as a cleanup. Prabhupada stops to watch me and makes some pertinent philosophical remark. Prabhupada often likes to use much simple real-life examples to illustrate philosophical points in these classes. I felt honored when this morning he mentioned me and the ant episode to convey the point he was making in his lecture. In the verse, Prahlad Maharaj clearly states that the Lord is not impressed by any of our material qualifications. He can be satisfied only by devotional service, which even Gajendra, the elephant, could offer. Prabhupada described how modern man thinks themselves very intelligent by building up atom bombs or by gaining wealth. However, real intelligence is going back home, back to Godhead. To get some money by hook or by crook, that's not intelligence. The intelligence I see, I was telling Hari Sauri, I was explaining that even a small ant, as soon as there is a drop of sugar juice, Immediately within a second, hundreds of ants will come. Here's a drop of sugar juice. That's the nature study. This kind of body intelligence, how to eat, how to sleep, how to have sex, how to defend, even in the ant is there. That is not Buddhi yoga. The real Buddhi yoga is how to be engaged in devotional service of the Lord, how to become first class devotee of Krishna. That is called Buddhi yoga. How to go back home, back to Godhead. That is Buddhi. This thing a little higher. It's getting hot. Energy. Okay. Oh yeah. We still have good time. I'm sorry.
Well,
Ah, I remember. No, let's relax a little bit. I remember I had an episode, an ant episode, which I've talked about. I came. He was in the top floor. They stay in the top floor in the Lotus building. So there's two quarters. Now I stay in one, Papananda stay in the other one. So I was there cleaning. I see some cobwebs, some spider. So there's a soft broom, make it very soft in India. So I was saying, why you why just sweep the roof? I was just kind of hitting the ants hard, and whatever Jatak was doing, he heard this chuk chuk chuk. This is not the song of sweep sweep sweep, right? So he lifted the head. What are you doing? Maharaj, I'm cleaning. This is the holy dam. Every living entity here is very holy. Do not mistreat the spiders. You sweep them away, take them outside. Do not, basically, was saying, do not kill them. I don't think I was killing them. I was just beating them hard, so they kind of got a little them bumbling out of the roof or somewhere else. But, was not desirable. But I never forgot. And I immediately got consciousness how important and deep, mysterious is the holy Dhamma. Every living entity has the appreciative position. You see, everything, even the dogs in here, there is constant philosophical debate from time to time. It's cyclical. Devotees pro-dog, against dog, and I don't care for dogs. There is this, they are, sometimes they go fierce, no, because the dog, this sickness, blah, blah, blah. And they'll know, but Lord Chaitanya, he fed the dog and, and blah, this, that, we have to be merciful. So,
living entities.
Even the dogs have but you have to be careful. The dogs, though, they bring disease and everything. My solution is vaccinate them, clean them up, then put them back outside somewhere, but clean state, with vaccination. Then some devotees have the picking the dogs, put in the boat, and go across the river. The dogs, they come back, they go meander, go inside the boat. The boatman doesn't do anything. The dog is sitting there, and it comes, to the other side of the river, just come out the boat. They don't pay ticket anything. Even the dog, that Buddhi, they know what to do and where to go. Okay, sorry about that. The real Buddhi yoga is how to be engaged in devotional service of the Lord, how to become first-class devotee of Krishna. That is called Buddhi yoga. How to go back home, back to God, that is Buddhi. Everyone has got intelligence. Even the ant has got intelligence. We study sometimes. The sparrow, he has got intelligence. But the perfect intelligence is there when one is searching. after the absolute truth. Are you all intelligent? I have to ask that question. In conclusion, Prabhupada explained that material achievement and opulence are not needed in order to approach God. Only the favor of Guru and Krishna is required. Okay? With Srila Prabhupada as our Guru, clearly we're well favored. So don't be disappointed, Srila Prabhupada said, that because I'm poor, I cannot become devotee. Everyone can become a devotee, even the children. Just see how the children, they are dancing, they are chanting, they are offering obeisances. That is Bhakti Yoga. Everyone can become a devotee, provided he is properly guided. That is required. Krishna says, I'll give you intelligence if one is working under the direction of the spiritual master with love and faith. Then Krishna, from within as Chaita Guru, the Guru within the heart, he will help you. And he'll send you a bona fide Guru to help you externally. So both ways, you'll be helped. And you'll become like Prahlad Maharaj. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. This is Prabhupada giving the lecture. Yes. Somebody want to say something? Okay. Just a big heart floating in here. Prabhupada is strongly reprimand the temple managers this morning. Oof. Now is the danda. There was no running water in the building again for the third consecutive morning. The bathroom water system is gravity fed from holding tanks in the roof. The pumps that fill the tanks have to be turned on by hand. As the festival approaches, more and more devotees are arriving, putting a great demand on the system, but no one seems to be paying attention. Prabhupada also corrected Mahavira for telling everyone that he is now the temple president and manager of Mayapur. Ay, Mahavira. When I became a devotee in Brazil, Mahavira was the one that took me under his wing for some time. And he guided me to a point I came to Mayapur. That was a different story once I came to Mayapur. But anyway, some respect, but there's some stories. Prabhupada also corrected Mahavira for telling everyone that he is now the temple president and manager of Mayapur. Mahavira has set himself up in an office. Several devotees already are complaining that he is asserting himself as the supervisor of the entire project, demanding that they follow his instructions, although he knows very little about how the Mayapur management operates. That's a no-no. They first become expert in all departments before becoming manager, Prabhupada told him. You have to be servant of everyone before you can manage. One cannot demand respect. Prabhupada knew about management. More and more visitors are coming for darshan in the evening, and Prabhupada has worked out a new system to facilitate them. Most of the guests are simple villagers. They come and sit in his room and simply stare. So Prabhupada told us to stand at the door and give out sweets. The guests should not be asked directly to come in, but they also should not be refused entry. If they wish to enter his room, they can be escorted to the balcony. There they will be given a seat and prasad, and then asked to fill a form giving their name and business. Then Prabhupada will call them. This, he said, is a screening without a screen. Those who simply wish to look can come to the door, offer their pranams, and receive some prasad. They will then go away happy. Those who have something specific to discuss will gladly wait. It is actually a botheration for Prabhupada to give darshan to so many people, but he cannot refuse them. So he has decided on this procedure. You will satisfy the people and save him from criticism. Prabhupada mentioned one well-known yogi who, for the same reason, used to see the public only once a year. Prabhupada said that they could not do that, but this new system would suffice as a good compromise. Hansadutta was really taking Srila Prabhupada's desire for
Ish, ish.
Ora.
Oh, Hari.
Too cold. Hansadutta has really taken Srila Prabhupada's desire for village-to-village preaching seriously, and not just in India. A letter from him arriving today telling Prabhupada that he has managed to purchase 4 Mercedes buses. 2 of them are for use in India, and the other 2 will be used in Germany. Despite the current governmental difficulties in preaching there, Hansadutta expects the buses, which are carrying 30 devotees each, to arrive in Vrindavan by April 1st. With this letter, Hansadutta enclosed a flyer advertising the impending Traveling Sanctum program. The flyer is intended to persuade devotees to join their party. It was a picture of the 4 buses across the top and begins with the following heading: Prabhupada's World Sankirtan Party. Entangle in temple life, burn out on Sankirtan, then this new program is for you. Simply chant and dancing and distributing Krishna Prasad. To further entice the devotees, it mentions that Prabhupada has promised to travel with the party. An attractive description of the recent tour in Gujarat is also given. His intention is to establish a regular overland bus route between Germany and India so that at all times of the year, devotees will have opportunity to participate in village-to-village preaching. The flyer also mentions that a separate party under Gargamuni Swami is also now on its way to India with 6 Mercedes vans and thousands of dollars of preaching equipment. Srila Prabhupada was very happy to see the eagerness and enthusiasm on which Hansadutta had applied himself to establish this preaching program. In his reply, Prabhupada confirmed his intention to participate. Yes, with great pleasure, I will accompany and I shall go village to village. I have seen the pictures and the buses look very nice. They appear costly. Satadanya Das is in Tokyo. He sent a report explaining how he's working along with Trivikrama Swami to rectify the problems that have arisen there due to Guru Kripa's Maharaj traveling party. Although the Namahata Sankirtan part is enthusiastically collecting funds for the development of Mayapur, their questionable collecting techniques had caused a barrage of bad publicity. Satadhan expressed his feelings that some professional public relations effort will be required in order to restore our good standing with the Japanese Immigration Department. I tell you, their collecting techniques, your hair, we're going to go. You know, need to know this. My God. Anyway, no, whatever. Satadani also mentioned that he and Trivikram would like to open a temple in the city center. Until now, no real attempt has made to establish a permanent center in the recruit Japanese devotees. At the present, we have only one Japanese brahmachari, but meanwhile, Christian groups report very good results in recruiting local people. Prabhupada wrote back encouraging him to try to rectify our position. He said that Trivikama Swami is well expert in Japanese dealings, and if Guru Kripa Swami is not needed there, he may be sent to Bangladesh. Go Hari. Shall we read a little bit more? Let's read one more paragraph. Huh? February 17, 1976. Instead of going to the roof for this morning walk, Prabhupada decided to inspect the construction site of the new building. Work is going on at full speed with hundreds of workers digging, carting, shoring, and stacking. It is an impressive sight. The foundation stretches about 1,000 feet, the entire length of the northern boundary of our property. It will be an extremely long building, 2 stories high, built in the same style as the main guest house with a veranda and decorative arches. They are building the 2 floors upon a high plinth. So if the Ganges floods, the rooms will not be affected. So basically, there's 3 floors. But the first is a half a floor. So if there's flood, it goes under and doesn't affect the rooms. No, the first and the second floor won't be affected. But those are so good rooms that they use for a lot of things. No, even today, no, there is some using of the first underground floor. When Prabhupada asked what would be done with the plinth, Bhagavatamrta said it would be filled with dirt. Prabhupada considered this a waste of valuable space. He instructed them to make into a basement instead that may be there with extra rooms for storage. That's how it started. Prabhupada appears satisfied with the progress of the work and is hopeful that it will be habitable in time for the festival. Now, this building is famous because it's the longest building in West Bengal, at least at that time. It's the longest building in West Bengal in terms of size, width. Yes, 1,000 feet. It's the long building. I think many of you know, right? It's a long building, Mayapur. It's right here. They call it the Chakra building now or something. So, Neha, reporting for duty. What do you say?
Yes, Prabhuji. Where are we stopping?
We're stopping here. Hold on. In February 17, 1976, first
Okay.
paragraph. We start 4 class each morning. Dayananda is reading aloud from the unedited transcripts of prayers of Prahlad Maharaj.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to try to find out what happened to the PDF version. I don't know if I have it. No. Let's see.
Prabhuji, I'll think till next Wednesday, technical issues will be resolved.
Yes, I also think so.
Yes.
How you think it's going to be resolved, Matan?
Because it happens sometime for 1 or 2 days, but it get resolved. It had happened many times before also.
Oh, really? Should we download a whole book PDF and
Yeah.
then we keep in our computers so we can access without the internet?
Oh, okay, Prabhuji. I'll ask Saurabh Prabhu if he can, because he have chapter 1, but he don't have other chapters. So I'll ask him where he downloaded it.
Book 1.
Yes,
Who is
yes.
gonna ask? Who is gonna ask? Dan?
Yes, yes, I'll ask.
Dan, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. He was the one who first told us to use that. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. So I remember this is the part I was there, you see, and there was it's very fun to read this. Actually, it was quite interesting. There's many stories about this Mahavira. It's a wonderful devotee. He was very, how to say, he has some, managerial intelligence. He was, bringing up Brazil at that time. But in this festival, something happened. He packed everything. He went back to Brazil even before the festival was completed. So there was a reason for that. So, and then there's the boat. It's the boat. Okay. Thank you so much, you all. I'm gonna go to the little man leaving the door here. Hare Krishna. Thank you, everybody. Haribo.